Brooke, and we are on another episode of Good News Daily. We are going through this week Align and Prosper. So 5 days to help us get into alignment so that we can prosper in every area of our life. This is Well Woman Co.'s whole mission is I pray, I hope, I desire that you would actually prosper and be in good health as it is with your soul. So again, when times are good, this is easy. When times are difficult and uncertain, this is a little bit trickier to manage our soul, our emotions, our spirit. But the promise is that when we manage our soul, our emotions, and our spirit well, then we can actually prosper and be in good health. And that's what I want for you. I want you to prosper in your family, your relationships, your job, your faith. And I want you to be in good physical health so that you can persevere for the long run. So today we're on day 4 of Align and Prosper. We're talking about how to find your tribe. How to find your tribe, because we all know that if we have a supportive, uplifting tribe, we can go further, faster, and farther. Okay, so Monday we talked about getting into alignment. We had a free alignment quiz to see, are you in alignment, and if not, how can we get there? So the link is in the notes of this Facebook Live and in the Instagram in my bio. You can take that free quiz. Day number 2, we talked about our superpower. How do we literally mine out our superpower so that we can articulate the value we bring in every situation, leading to more prosperity? And then yesterday we talked about our kryptonite. So we talked about the 2 most common roadblocks to your success with the women I coach, the women I'm working with in our 5-month group program right now that's taking this process, essentially stretching it over 5 months. So all the replays are on Instagram and then Facebook as well in the Align Prosper. Today we're going to be talking about finding our tribe. So why is this so important? Personally, why I preach so much on this is this resonates deeply with me. I did not have a college degree. I went to trade school, I went to a leadership school, and so literally this is how I have learned education, is by always surrounding myself with mentors, with people who are better in whatever area it is that I'm learning, whether it's health or fitness or family or faith or business, right? And I think that when we have this tribe of mentors around us, we can learn from their mistakes, we can cut through the time, we can not make all their mistakes, right? And we can get a level of insight that we can't always get when we're reading a book just for book knowledge. So for me, this has literally propelled me into a career, into finding something that I'm passionate about and being able to share the message effectively. So for you, I want the same thing. I'm going to read 4 quick proverbs, okay? Because I think that there is a lot of wisdom when we implement these mentor relationships in our life. So number 1, people lose their way without wise leadership, but a nation succeeds and stands in victory when it has many good counselors to guide them. So for you, for me, what that means is that when we have wise leadership around us and it doesn't happen by accident, then we will stand in a place of victory. What does standing in a place of victory look like in your life right now? Number 2, the words of the wise are like weapons of knowledge. How cool is that? If you need wise counsel, stay away from the fool. These are in Proverbs 14:17. The words of the wise are like weapons of knowledge. If you need wise counsel, stay away from the fool. So again, are we allowing fools to speak into our lives, or are we allowing wise counselors? Because when we have those wise counselors into our life, it says that those pieces of wisdom, those pieces of nuggets that you get from your mentors literally is like a weapon in your life to war with, to get victory with. Okay, next one, Proverbs 4:7. The beginning of wisdom is this: get wisdom, though it costs you all you have. Get understanding. So again, this is a principle I have personally lived by. It's cost me a lot of money, of time to bring some of these advisors around me. And some of them are just relationships, but it's costed me courage to reach out to them, to ask them questions, to be vulnerable in my own journey so that I could learn from them. The beginning of wisdom is this: get wisdom, though it costs you all you have. Get understanding. The last one I want to share with you is Proverbs 9:11. For through wisdom your days will be many, and years will be added to your life. What an amazing promise. wisdom. Your days will be many, and many years will be added to your life, especially right now in this moment of time. That is good news for everyone. Wisdom literally is like life to our soul. So I want to talk about how do we set up this in the Align and Prosper course that is in the Instagram, my bio in Instagram. You can download this course, fillable worksheet. So what I'm talking about today, you can actually work through on your own time. And Facebook, I'm going to drop this in the comments in this video. We're going to talk about building your personal advisory board, right? I know it sounds kind of fancy, but successful companies, nonprofits, they have boards of advisors, right? Of people from different industries with different skill sets coming together to advise the company or the nonprofit so that they can succeed and they can steer clear of problems and have quick solutions to their problems. Well, what if you and me, just as everyday people, literally set up in our lives like this board of advisors in our life, so that what we're going after, we can do so in a way that's effective. We avoid a lot of roadblocks, unnecessary roadblocks, and we get the information and the knowledge, the wisdom that we need to actually be successful in our goals. So I'm going to talk about 5 different advisors to look for in your life to surround yourself with intentionally, because remember, wisdom does not happen by accident. Like, you have to seek it out. You have to seek out these relationships that are life-giving. You have to seek out people that have wisdom. They're not just going to knock on your door one day and say, hey, Kayla, hey, Brooke, you know what? I really have some wisdom that I feel like I've learned the last 10, 20, 30 years, and I would like to share with you. Like, that just doesn't happen. So how do we do this? The first area of a wise counselor or advisor I want to encourage you to invest in, be intentional in, is like a life coach, right? A life coach. And I'm not just saying like the official life coaches. There's thousands of life coaches right out there. I might be considered a life coach, I guess, in some circles, but I'm talking about like someone who you look at their life, you admire how they do their life. How could you reach out to them? How could you learn from them? Ask them strategic questions. And I'll preface this too, with each one of these personal advisors, this does not have to be a formal relationship where you have them sign a contract or you necessarily hire them. Like, it's just you being intentional to seek out people in different areas of life that you can actually learn from. You have their names. Maybe you're intentional to pray for them. Maybe you're intentional to encourage them so that they share their experience with you. So the first one is life coach. So maybe you're at home right now with kids. So what other moms, older moms, do you admire how they're doing life, how they're raising their family? Even if you're single, right? Like, you're single, who do you admire that's a little bit older, a little bit further along in life than you, that you just admire, that you can be intentional in relationship with? Okay, so that's the first area, is like kind of broad life coach. Second area that I want you to be intentional about finding someone who's farther along than you is like a personal trainer. When we talk about physical fitness and movement. So who do you know, watch, admire, that you're like, man, your body is rocking? Or maybe like, I really am so inspired how you move your body every day and how you seem to have a lot of understanding in regards to physical exercise. Who would that person be that could help you get to that next level of fitness, right? And again, this doesn't have to be someone you necessarily hire. It doesn't have to be someone you know personally. It can be someone who has podcasts. It can be someone who has an online program you like, or your favorite instructor at the gym. Like, it doesn't matter. The point is that you are like identifying this one person in this season of my life is going to help me with my physical fitness. I'm going to listen to what they say, and I'm going to be intentional. The third area is spiritual. Okay, so when it comes to our spiritual lives, our faith, again, who do we recognize that has a vibrant relationship with the Lord that we admire? Who they seem to be able to hear from God clearly. They spend time in those daily disciplines of being in the Word, of fellowship. They're just like wise, and you know that they have a relationship with the Lord that you would love to. Who is that? Maybe they have books that you can read. Maybe they have conferences you can go to. Maybe you know this person personally and you can ask them out to coffee. But again, this is another area in our life that's so important to continue to grow and mature in. Okay, the next one is business. Okay, so far we have a life coach, a personal trainer, a spiritual mentor, and then a business coach. Okay, so again, hiring business coaches personally has changed my life, has changed my career. Having someone that's farther along, that has done what you want to do, that also not only does what you want to do, but does it in a way that you can relate with. It's authentic. They have similar values. That's super important in a business coach. So who's that for you? And again, if you don't have a business, if you don't have any desire to run an organization or a side hustle, right? That's fine. But maybe right now your primary role is being at home. So maybe instead of a business coach, it's like a mom coach or a mom mentor, or someone who is, maybe you're in a career right now already. Maybe you're a nurse, maybe you're in the financial field and you're trying to advance in that career. Great. Well, who else in your company, in your team, even outside of your organization, do you admire that's farther along that you can be intentional about watching their life, learning from them, and asking them questions? The last area is nutrition. Okay. So kind of similar. I guess we could put this in the fitness too, but nutrition is I believe it's the foundation before we even start to talk about exercise. So who in your life do you know that knows a lot about nutrition? The basics, so that you can fuel your body really well based on your unique needs. A lot of you know I wrote a book, Food Freedom, Stop Hiding and Uncover Who You're Meant to Be. Maybe that's a place where you start, because it's a super practical book, really tailored around nutrition. And in that book are a lot of resources about other authors or people that you could find as mentors. So again, in wrapping up, these 5 people are people that you could be intentional to reach out to. Again, you don't have to know them personally. They could be people who have a podcast that you listen to, books, courses, or they could be people that you know personally and you are intentional in those relationships to ask them questions, ask them out to coffee. But it's like setting yourself up with this wise counselor so that you can be victorious in life and overcome obstacles and reach your goals faster. So in some summary, a life coach, a personal trainer, a spiritual mentor, a business coach, and nutrition. I want to encourage you today to, number 1, get the free Align and Prosper course. Everything I'm talking about this week are worksheets that you can work on. And in today's training of Personal Advisory Board, I actually give you this sheet and break it down with these different areas so you can literally fill in the names. You can do a little bit of thinking today, do a little pausing. Who do I admire in these different areas? Write down their names and then start to learn from there. Get their resources. Ask them to coffee, do a virtual Zoom right now, and start to glean information that you need to go to the next level. In the Well Intensive, our 5-month group coaching program, we have experts in every one of these areas that we are growing in relationship with, that are speaking into our lives, because I believe that in order to be well and prosper, to be in good health and to prosper, we have to have support in all of these different areas of our life. We can't just focus on one without the other. We have to consider all of it, because we are triune beings, right? We have different parts. We have our brains, we have our bodies, we have our spirits, and it's important that we nourish and acknowledge all of them. So give me a thumbs up if you are willing to discover and implement and be intentional about putting Personal Advisory Board together for yourself. I'm telling you, it's going to be a game changer. So tomorrow we're going to wrap it up with start to activate all the work that we've gone through this week. I can't wait. Tomorrow at 8 a.m. Tag your friends, get the course delivered in your inbox today so you can start to work through this even on a deeper level at your own time. All right, we'll see you tomorrow.